The scene editor is a great way to alter the position and orientation of various video inputs to help you create engaging videos. Some examples include this scene created in green screen mode and this scene created in side-by-side video mode. I'm going to start by showing you how to create the first scene shown at the beginning of today's video. With my video mode selected and my laptop connected to the HDMI PC port, I'm now ready to navigate to the scene editor. I can do that by clicking on Settings and then clicking on Scene Editor. So as a part of that scene, I had a background image loaded into the scene. So I'm going to start by loading the background image into the scene by clicking on Content Source and Load Image. I can now navigate through the File Explorer and select the image that I would like to load. So in my case, I'm going to be using this image, so I can click Select. And although we can't see it at the moment, all we have to do is adjust the size of the various video inputs on the scene editor. We can do this by clicking on Select Item, and we can edit the size of an item. So I'm going to start by editing the size of my laptop source, so you can see that selected over there. And then if I click on Edit Item, I can now drag the slider to resize the item. I'm now just going to make sure that this item fits perfectly into the whiteboard behind me. So now, as you've probably noticed, I'm a little bit too large in the screen and I'd like to appear more on this side of the screen. So what I can do is I can click Select Item, Main Camera, and then I can edit the size of the input from the main camera by adjusting the sliders once again. Now, once I'm happy with my size, I can drag myself across the screen by simply clicking on the video input, and here I'd like to appear in the bottom right corner of the screen. So now, once I'm happy with the scene that I've created, what I can then do is I can click on Save Item to save the scene. So I can choose a name and click Save. Now that I have the scene saved, what I can then do is I can load the scene later by clicking on Load Scene. And as you can see, at the moment I click Save, the Rapidmooc takes a screenshot of the scene so that I know which scene I'm trying to access later. So now, if you'd like to create the second scene that you saw at the start of this video, what you can then do is you can click on Video Mode, navigate to Side-by-Side Video. And as you can see, currently we don't have a background loaded in, so we can click on the Content Source screen, we can click on Load Image, and then we can select the background image that we'd like to have loaded in. So in my case, I want to use a branded Rapidmooc image, but you can replace that with any image of your choosing. So as you can see, now I've recreated this scene. Perhaps I want to make myself slightly smaller, so the same rules apply. I can navigate to the scene editor, I can select the input that I'd like to adjust, and then I can click on Edit Item, and I can either resize myself, or I can drag myself to a different position on the screen by simply clicking on the video input and dragging it to whichever position that I like. And the same goes for, once again, the laptop source. I can also resize that item if I'd like, and I can drag that to a different position in the screen. And once I'm happy with my scene, I can simply click Save so I can access that scene later. It is important to remember that you can use the scene editor for every other video mode, apart from audio podcast mode, which records in an audio-only MP3 format. It may take some trial and error to create a scene which you like, but after about 5 minutes of playing around with the scene editor, you should feel up to speed and ready to create high quality and engaging videos on Rapidmooc.